Okay, so now we need to think about how the COSO internal control framework can be used to evaluate risks related to the use of blockchain in.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt, but I just wanted to take a moment to say if you're studying for the CPA exams and you like the visual learning approach that we take in this video, definitely check out Universal CPA Review's free trial. You can do this by going to www.universalcpareview.com, or you can click on the link in the description of this video. From there, you could take a sneak peek at Universal's platform, which includes animated video lectures, study guides, and practice questions with task-based simulations that come with video explanations that walk you through the solution step by step, kind of like having a tutor by your side. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to it.
In the context of financial reporting and when designing and implementing internal controls to address such risks. So thinking about what blockchain is a digital ledger or database that records transactions in a secure and transparent way. It is decentralized, meaning that no one single entity controls it, and it allows for multiple parties to have a copy of the same information. So each transaction or block is verified and added to the chain of blocks, creating a permanent and tamper-proof record. So this makes it difficult to alter or manipulate the data once it has been recorded. All right, so many of you might think of blockchain technology and associate it with cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, but it has many potential applications beyond just financial transactions, such as supply chain management, voting systems, and even digital identity verification. All right, so how does this impact the COSO framework? Well, ultimately, the COSO framework, as we know, helps companies manage risks and implements effective internal controls to mitigate those risks. So it can be used to evaluate risks related to the use of blockchain in financial reporting and to design and implement controls to address such risks. So, for example, if a company is using blockchain to store financial data, the COSO framework can be used to evaluate the risks associated with the technology, such as the potential for unauthorized access or manipulation of data. So the framework can then be used to design and implement controls such as access controls and encryption to mitigate those risks. The COSO framework consists of 5 interrelated components. We have the control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, and monitoring activities. All right, so these components work together to provide this comprehensive approach to internal controls. But for example, let's consider a financial institution that is implementing a blockchain solution for its payment processing. We can use the COSO framework to evaluate risks and implement controls, right? So thinking about the control environment, we understand that the control environment sets the tone at the top. All right, so the first step would still be to establish a control environment that supports the use of blockchain technology. This involves creating a culture of risk management and ensuring that appropriate resources and expertise are available to manage the risks associated with blockchain specifically. All right, so the financial institution may need to hire additional staff with expertise in blockchain technology, which will ultimately ensure that this technology is implemented correctly. The next step would be risk assessment, right? We would then need to identify and assess the risks associated with using blockchain technology. So risks can include operational risks, such as transaction errors, security risks, such as unauthorized access to the blockchain, and compliance risks, such as regulatory compliance. All right, so what about control activities? So based on the identified risks, the financial institution can design and implement control activities to address those risks. So let's say, for example, that the institution can implement access controls to ensure that only authorized personnel have access to the blockchain, implement encryption to protect sensitive data on the blockchain, and establish audit trails to monitor the activity on it. All right, so next, what about information and communication? The financial institution should establish procedures to ensure that the information is communicated effectively and timely throughout the organization. So this includes procedures for reporting and investigating incidents and communicating the results to senior management and the board of directors. And finally, monitoring activities, right? So the financial institution should finally monitor activities which will ensure that the controls are operating effectively. All right, so what does this include? It includes periodic testing of the controls and monitoring of key performance indicators to ensure that the controls are meeting their intended objectives. Okay, so let's not make this more complicated than it needs to be. We understand that the COSO framework is sort of this rule book for internal controls. We also now need to consider how this impacts blockchain technology.